Welcome back to the ILA. We wrap up week 5 with the Whitby SteelHawks and the Six Nations Snipers. Lance Wynn back in the house as we get set to go. Starting goalies for the visitors from Whitby, it's Ethan Harwood. And at the other end, Dustin Dusty Hill will get the call for the Snipers. Officials for today's second game. Seb Baudouin is the crew chief. He's joined by Mark Smith, if that is his real name, and Chris Fennell. Head coaches for the SteelHawks, Ryan Degredin. His right-hand man is Brad Reed. And for the Snipers, Darcy Palace is the bench boss. His assistants are Vince Longboat, Derek Searle, and Jake Henhock. And, of course, before we get started, the Arenalacrosseleague would like to extend their heartfelt, sincere condolences to the family of Trevor Henhock, who passed away suddenly just recently. We're sorry for your loss. We feel it. And the lacrosse community and, of course, his community has lost a valued member. Underway here as the Snipers and SteelHawks get going on, and it'll be Mitch Zulian that will jumpstart the first offensive possession. It will go to the Snipers. Of course, they come in after a big 15-13 win over the Oshawa Outlaws last week. The Whitby SteelHawks, well, I'd say they're struggling as Wes Whitlow couldn't get a full shot off. Their record at 1-3, quick stick, and Jordan Goddard got a good touch on it, but not enough to beat Harwood. And now ball loose, and the SteelHawks will come away with it. And as I was saying last week, Whitby lost for the second straight week, 14-13. Another one-goal loss, and this time that was to Toronto. So they're looking to get back on the right side of things here, and Wes Whitlow does a good job to pull that out of the scrum. He'll send it up, they'll hustle over, and Stotts will get it to Bombury. So Jerry Stotts out there, he's retreated now, and Jeremy Bombury working on the left side, kicks it across. Big overhand try, but nothing doing by Tetsu Yamada. Yamada leaning around with 4 in the shot clock. Got to let it go, and that'll bounce up over the head. Possession will belong to the SteelHawks. So they'll get going here now on offense. Keep an eye out, of course, on the Fife Dog crew, Parker and Devin. On the same team now for the first time in the All, and McGregor out there as well. They'll work it back. Chance here to slide in the middle. First shot, Dustin Hill makes the save. And a chance now to outlet, lofts it out. Ben Wittich on the receiving end. Has a man jumping in the rush. Wittich toss it over and not able to connect with Goddard as he came flying out. And now the SteelHawks will work the other way. So the SteelHawks, some notable changes. Cole Hanrahan, of course, you saw, traded to the Outlaws. This chance here, and a good one, but good defense knocked that down. And, of course, missing it today is Liam Osborne. Six Snipers will pull it up with Andrew Vradenberg and send it down half boards to Goddard. Goddard takes the double team. Good job on his stick, gets it over Bombury. Bombury shoots it through a crowd, that's wide. It'll be picked up. Yamada, he'll look. No reset with 5. Whitlow, he'll let it go. That one hit the post, so that can go over the line. Whitlow does a good job to run it down, and they'll bring it back up for another 20-second possession. When I had a chance to speak with the Snipers coaching staff, they talked about tightening up their defense. They thought that area needed some attention. Also controlling the tempo. That and their transition game go hand in hand. And speaking of transition, wrong stick side, Dusty Hill makes a good save on an opportunity there from Nate Woods. And now the other way, here comes Ethan Fisher. Fisher dumps it down. Goddard tucks it in the far corner. Snipers with a 1-0 lead. Jordan, good Goddard on a good play, took the feed and parked that on the far side. Harwood had no chance on that. A good passing play and some good transition offense there by the Snipers. When I spoke with the coaching staff for the SteelHawks, and no panic, even though they have a 1-3 record. Of course, they want to just stick to the game plan, doing what they're doing. They need to stay consistent throughout 4 quarters. And most importantly, discipline. They found last week costly penalties really hurt them in a 1-goal loss. Bombury slides down to the left, stiff arm, working with Fisher, turns the corner. Bombery shot, couldn't get a lot on it, took a hit. Fisher picks that up, no reset 10. That shot from way out from Whitlow, couldn't find the mark, and now SteelHawks will counter, and they'll move it up over the timeline. Daniel Costello out there, and now getting worked over is McGregor. And he'll dump it off now. They'll skip that across. Another bounce, too much on the ounce. As Nick Ferris couldn't find the mark. And so a good defensive hold by the Snipers. They will regain possession now, go back to work on offense. Bradley Maxwell's missed a couple of weeks. They're glad to get him back in the lineup. Looking for the screen, but turns that over. And now on the run, here comes the SteelHawks. Crowley jumps in the rush, gets it, tucks it, well wide of the net. Snipers will turn it the other way with Nathan Fair. Fair will dump that off. Goddard will scoop that up. Whitlow will slide down on the right, and Mitch Zulian will filter in on that left shooter spot. He'll take that. Ducks in. Zulian rolls back out. Good job to maintain possession. Swing it back with 8. Yamada from way out. And he tries to bat that down, but it's going to be a foot race, and they're going to keep right on going. You keep on playing, and I think Sebadouin blew that down. And when a ball goes out of play, the official has to touch it, and that's what nullified that fast break attempt. So that'll give a chance now for the Fifers to go to work. Parker and Devin. That one kicked back up top. And that shot right on. And the Snipers now will trot it over the timeline with Vradenburg. Bombury, we're under 9.5 to play here in this opening quarter. Snipers with a 1-0 lead. Whitlow, kick across. Chayton King, his shot wide of the mark. And not sure why Bombury slow to get up, but he's down, and they're going to have to blow the whistle, and he'll need some attention as he's slow to get up. We'll take a quick break and be right back. To resume as Bombury able to walk off in his own power, so a good sign now as the Fife Dog crew goes to work here. Devin will swing that across, kick it back. Looking for something to do, but that shovel pass goes awry, and not sure where that one went or why, but either way, good job by the SteelHawks to regain possession. In the corner, Stotts has it taken away, scooped up, and a good job to get it right back, but it's thrown right away, so not quite sure. I know the Christmas season's over, so no more free giving or gifts given, as now Pfeiffer will leg it over the timeline, dump it down to Pfeiffer. Looking for a screen. That shot right on, stopped by Hill. He'll look for an outlet. Of course, Dusty Hill, one of the better passing netminders in the all, and quickly up over the timeline, Eric Poirier. He'll flip and retreat, and Keelan Pilon will work it over, and it's now Whitlow. Wes Whitlow coming off a strong game last week as that ball pops loose. And a good job defensively. SteelHawks on the run. Crowley again. This time a good stick check there by Pilon. As headed hard was Hayden Thompson, but good job defensively. Rowan Kelly out there. They'll dump it down, work it to McGregor. He'll step forward to skip pass across to the left. 5 on the shot clock. Going to need to get a shot off, and that one right off Dusty Hill. And a mix-up here. McGregor working and getting tangled up there with Dougie Powless. And now a good job to get it up over the timeline by Jacob Killen. Zulian will corral the loose ball, make a good move, go past the defender, kick it across. Work it to Bombury. King, that's his shot. Good save made there by Harwood. Loose balls picked up, and Zach Raymond trying to get out of trouble, but he's running low on time, and that's an 8-second count. So an easy call there, and that will take us to our first official's timeout and give us a set to go on the inbounds. Bradley Maxwell will jumpstart this set of the offense for the Snipers. Bombury working it down. Whitlow open, and a good save by Harwood as that one skipped off the right shoulder. Snipers battling, and Whitlow, great stick skills, pulls that out. And now they'll work now with 10 on the shot clock. Goddard across to Bombury. He can't hang on to it. That loose ball gets scooped up. Good job defensively. Here come the SteelHawks. Full flight. Woods with a chance. He'll go in wrong stick side. That one right off the logo. Dusty Hill will counter, and Vradenberg now has Chayton King on the other side. Elects to stay with Bombury. Good idea because the defender was coming right out of that side, and they'll slow it up now. Zulian, and Zulian gets that taken away, but gets it right back. Good shot, and looking short side, but it doesn't trickle. Picks it up and tucks it in. So a great job by Mitch Zulian, never giving up on the play. As I tell you, we'll see if that may have lit a little bit of fire under him there, and I'm sure he took exception to that late hit, but pocketed the goal 2-0 for the Snipers. Zulian had a good game last week with 3 goals in their winning effort, 15-13 over the Outlaws. So I think they're going to need him to be a little more consistent offensively, and an early movement will give possession to the Snipers off the draw. We're under 6 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Game 2, Week 5. This will be the wraps for Week 5. I'll get you caught up on any of the other scores. Whitlow gets by. Whitlow. And that shot from in close. Good chance there, but can't touch now through the crease. SteelHawks will gather it, and they'll move it up on a hop. And looking to catch that one on the move, but better job defensively to close that off. And now it'll be Steinbach Parker that will move it up, and Chayton King will float out. Cutter inside, shot right on, stopped by Harwood. Quick pass up ahead, Kelly. Kelly on the move now. Kelly works it over, dumped down low, and Kelly with a wide open net wasn't able to pocket the rebound, and now Poirier is going to have to move it up. Curtis Conley had a good chance there, and they just weren't able to capitalize here as the SteelHawks still looking for their first goal. Pilon, he'll turn the corner, let that one go. That's wide up off the rafters, and that will belong now to the SteelHawks. Thompson, he'll swing it across. Pfeiffer will work out there with his brother. Devin, kick out. Looking inside on the cross. Parker had it partially deflected. Hill now has a man leaking out on the outlet. Rolling in, sidearm, and Harwood looked behind him, but not able to do a whole lot with it. And now the SteelHawks working again. Under 4 minutes to go. That one gets knocked down, and good job there by Dougie Palace. He's going to leg that and wait for some help, and it's Bombury. King looking to duck in. That twister right on. Harwood, easy save made. And now he'll outlet, and it's Josh Sweet. Sweet will kick it out. Pfeiffer looking to get a step. Good hesitation. Pulls it back out. Comes back around. And a good skip pass across to the left. 8 on the shot clock. Gets it back. Trying to duck in. He does. Goes airborne. Tried to feather that one down, but missed the net. And now some work here and a good job to get control of it. Snipers. And that's going to be a high sticking penalty for sure. And first power play of this game is going to go to the Snipers. Snipers coming in working at a 54% efficiency rate on the power play. SteelHawks have killed off just 31%. Snipers were 2 for 4 with the man advantage last week. And now they'll set their power play up with Goddard, King, Whitlow will be at the top. Maxwell and Pilon on the left side. So Curtis Conley will go for the high stick. Maxwell, work it across, get it back. Goddard, and that went off the defender. So some good work there by Nate Woods. Whitlow doing his thing, picking up where he left off. Power play goal for Wes Whitlow, his 12th of the season. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Snipers. I think if you're part of the coaching staff for the Snipers, you got to be pleased with what you're seeing so far as defense, discipline, and execution goes. Off the draw, Fisher. Fisher has been a welcome addition to this Snipers team. Good speed, great in transition, good hands, can play in the offensive end. And now Goddard. We head to the 2-minute warning. Over the top, Yamada. Harwood will smother that, try to fish that back in with the net. Instead, Goddard, go for the dunk, Goddard! Oh, good Goddard. That's a maximum effort right there. And a big goal extends the lead to 4. Second of the game for Jordan Goddard, and Snipers off to an excellent start here. Off the draw, Nathan Fear in there, and Snipers control. Vradenberg will dump it down, and they'll set it up with Pilon. Maxwell works it back. Pilon going to get ahead of steam. Ducks back in, looks for the flip, gets it over. Maxwell looking for the backdoor. Chayton King wide of the mark. Going to have to track it down, and knocks it down and does. Zips it in with 6 on the shot clock. Couldn't connect cleanly with Maxwell, so it gets flipped up, and now the Snipers do a good job to keep it in the end. The offensive end now in Whitlow. He'll wait. And he'll pick it up. They'll start the shot clock now. And they'll work it to the left side. We're into the final minute here of the first quarter. Yamada. Trying to turn the corner, gets the overhand, but that's well wide, and now a chance to counter with 50 seconds left. Nate Woods dumps it off. Flip back, Pfeiffer, shot pass, inside, nothing doing, closed off, Snipers, 7 on the shot clock. That one picked off by Sky. On the move, the big man. Gavin Sky with a head of steam. 20 on the game clock. Sky trying to park that one in the short side. Good save by Harwood. 17 seconds left on the clock. Pfeiffer going to go for a 10. Pfeiffer curls around the top. Zips that down low. No look. Pfeiffer. Ducks in, gets wrapped up. That's going to be a late penalty call, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. 4-0 in favor of the Snipers. Set to go here for the second quarter here from the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River. Lance Wynn, I am your tour guide, and I have been here through the first and now through the first quarter of this game 2 to wrap up week 5 in the Arenalacrosseleague. And now Whitby will go to the power play for the first time, a holding call to end the quarter. And it'll be their first look with the man advantage. So Pfeiffer on that right side. Back to the top sidearm try there by Nick Ferris, but a save by Dusty Hill. And one pass will send away Bradenburg. Whitby comes in, 55% on their power play. The Snipers, impressively enough, have killed off 52% of their man-short situations here. SteelHawks were 5 for 9 on the power play last week in a one-loss game, and the only sort of blemish on that was one shorthanded goal they surrendered. Bradenburg, double team, taken away, and now the SteelHawks will move it up. Thompson will give way, and Quinn Highland out there as well, filter out on the left, as is Ferris. So a bit of an interchange. They'll get it around the horn here. Lean in there as Pfeiffer takes a hard check, dumped down low behind the net. Highland fakes one way, tries the dunk attempt, nothing doing. And the Snipers now will go to work. Killen, he'll give way, and now Bombury looking for an opening. He'll send it back to the top. They'll regroup. Chayton King will get over to his side as they're just looking to burn some clock here. That skip pass across, and they'll leave it as a shot clock will wind down. Penalty over, so a successful kill for the Snipers. And now the SteelHawks will move it up, looking for something positive here with Sweet. Pfeiffer. He'll work to Pfeiffer. They'll dump it back down low. Kick out. Pfeiffer. His shot off a defender. No reset. 7 on shot clock. Parker. Pfeiffer. Bullet right on. Rebound scooped up. Good job on by the SteelHawks on the offensive boards. That's loose. And 2 hands on will give possession to Whitby. And a beauty goal, so sneaking his way through. And we'll have to double check that, but first goal of the game for Whitby, and a big one, as they finally cut into the lead 4-1. Off the draw, Snipers control. Good job by Bradenburg. And Woods and Fisher get all tangled up, and it looks like Fisher is going to be the guilty party here. So they get Fisher for the face mask. And he'll spend 2 in the sin bin. So back-to-back power plays now for the SteelHawks. They got one back. They're going to try to get another back. Swing around. Everyone will touch. Highland out there. Ferris. Just going through my sheet trying to figure out who's wearing number 18. Either way, minute 20 now in the penalty kill. Snipers will keep it in the end, trying to get it to Whitlow. And now scooped up. Here come the SteelHawks, sighting the back door. That one knocked down. Good job. Defensively loose, scooped, and that one will go to the far corner. And now they'll settle things with a minute left in the man advantage. Pfeiffer working around. Ferris. Tried to get it over. Ferris got it. Backhand pass, but nothing doing. No room there. And good job defensively by the Snipers to close that up. And just 40 seconds now to burn. We're under 11 minutes here in this first half. Nolan Fear. He's going to go for a bit of a run. Fair working hard. Gets two defenders. No call on that tough screen, but the shot clock winding down, and a good save made by Harwood will give possession to the SteelHawks. Woods. He'll hustle off. Pfeiffer ducking in, ducks out, gets a screen on the flip. Quick bouncer, but that's not enough. And Fisher out of the penalty box, moving it up in a hurry. Goddard, trailer, far side, gets it back. Goddard's shot well over the net. Rebound loose. Ferris will get it up on a quick pass ahead to Ben Cromer. Cromer, 2-on-1. He goes to the far side, wide of the mark. That will loose. They jump on that out of the back door. And they're going to call too many on the floor there because he played that. So even if you're in the box, you still can't play it. You can be on the floor and leave it, but you can't touch the ball, and that's the case. So Snipers will go to their second power play. So Wes Whitlow will inbounds, and the Snipers will go to work here. Jayton King and Goddard on the right side. Bradley, Maxwell, and Pelon on the left. Whitlow at the top. Skip pass. Karam. Still got plenty of time in the shot clock. Maxwell look to step in. They'll inch in. Snap pass across. Good bounce. Whitlow now. Let it go backhand. Goddard, quick shot. Slides through. So Jordan Goddard has the Midas touch right now with his third of the game. Second power play goal for the Snipers. They're now 2 for 2 with the man advantage. More importantly, it's a 5-1 lead. Well, you know, it's funny that when we talked off the top that Coach Ryan Degerden for the SteelHawks talked about discipline, and in this league, the power plays are just too good. Mitch Zulian, he's going to take that shot right on. It's scooped up by Harwood, and he'll send the outlet. And it goes over the timeline. We may have a delayed penalty coming here, and it'll go to the Snipers. And it's a legal cross-check to call. Will send the SteelHawks to their third power play opportunity. So Mitch Zulian, the guilty party, promised not to blame his parents for that. He'll sit that one out, and we're under 9 minutes here. First half. SteelHawks, everyone's got a touch. They'll go to work now. Ferris looking for Pfeiffer. His bullet finds the mark. So Parker Pfeiffer in the building for the first time in this game. First power play goal by the SteelHawks. He's got 15 in this season, and it's a 5-2 game. So just like we said, you get a penalty if you're Whitby, and Six Nations make you pay. If you are the Snipers, you're not disciplined. The SteelHawks make you pay as well. So Maybe best to play some 5-on-5. That one gets shot back into the sniper's end, but a good fight there as they got room over and back off the draw. Kelly zips it across. They'll slow it up on the right side. Woods comes in off the curl and going to be a good hop here. Chance now in transition. Fisher, backdoor, has Bombury. He'll wait for the trailer, Goddard. Goddard will peel out, and he'll wait for the rest of the offense now. Yamada looking inside. Good stick check. He gets work, gets a screen from Chayton King with 7. King from way out. He'll take that off the post. Goddard trying to run it down. Bombury can't. Crowley runs into a wall, but does a good job to get it ahead now. Zach Raymond, he will give way, and Jonah Kerr out there. Pfeiffer. Good defense by Steinbuck Parker. 5 on the shot clock. Ferris on the run. That one goes off of Poirier, and that will take us to our officials' timeout. Underway here after our officials' timeout as the Snipers will go to work on offense. Whitlow, Maxwell, those two at the top will work it to Goddard. Goddard will step in, let that one go off the crossbar. That'll go the length of the carpet. Dusty Hill will scoop it, and now they'll reset to 20. Hill will bounce that and tiptoeing on the line. Maxwell, good job to get away from the defender. Dumps it down low. Let that go by Pilon right on, and a good save by Harwood. And now here come the SteelHawks over the timeline. Sweet. Kick it across. Highland. Dump it half boards now to Pfeiffer. He'll work her right back. Ferris looking for an open. Goes back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer backhand in on to his brother, and that's just over the net. No reset. 5. Skip pass. Another good shot, but right on target, and a chance now to counter. Fair will think better of it, and they'll set things up now with Zulian. Under 6 minutes to go here in the half. Big shot. Wrong stick side from Pilon. That ball's loose. Going to be a battle for it, and Rowan Kelly comes away with it. Kelly, backdoor, finds a man. That shot right on, stopped by Dusty Hill. And a good job to smother and go by the Snipers, and it's Vradenburg. Chance there, and Harwood did a good job to slide over and roll on that as Maxwell with a good opportunity. Just wasn't able to capitalize now, and they'll get it over the timeline and try and set things up. Looking for the flip, good fake, Pfeiffer, kick out, Highland on the run, bouncer wide. Ball loose. Good job by Highland to run it down with 5 on the shot clock. Gonna have to hurry. That shot right on off the post and out, so that worked out well. Give Ben Cromer some credit, came on, took a late shot, rung it off the post, get his team 20 more. Pfeiffer. Devin turning the corner. Can't get a shot off. Ferris finds Parker. Fakes the flip. Parker's going to let it go. Stopped by Hill. Hill's going to stomp on it. And now Steinbuck Parker with a quick pass will move it up. Dougie Palace. He'll settle it down. Offense will filter out now. And it's Whitlow. Sorry, Goddard. Goddard work it to Chayton King. King up top. Pilon gets it back. King shot. Top corner. That's what he does right there. Bulge in the twine for the first time here in this one. 7th of the season for the King, and it's 6-2. So certainly no knock on the goaltending in this game. It has been good from both ends. That's just a good shot. If you've seen Chayton King on a play on a regular basis, you know anywhere up there, that's his sweet spot. Bradenberg has run down everything in this game so far. Good lob ball to Zulian. Zulian will give way now. Yamada will work it. And look for Goddard filtering in. He'll fake like he's cutting through. Gets it over to Maxwell. Maxwell with 6 on the shot clock. Goddard, skip, Bombury, underhand, wide. Karam, Goddard. He'll take another one. That's steered aside. Stays in play, loose, and Whitby will get a handle on it. But a good stick check there, Bombury. Fighting for it, scooped up, and away goes Morgan. Morgan will dump it off. Ferris tried to duck in with it, and him and Bombury going to race for it. Bombury gets the kick, has a man, back door. Lassa, Maxwell over the net. Got the rebound, but touched the crease. And it'll now be Whitby's ball with just over 3 minutes to play here, first half. Pfeiffer. And he gets taken down, and Pfeiffer scores. So Devin and Parker both on the score sheet. First of the game for Devin, his 5th of the season. Cuts the deficit in half, now 6-3. Off the draw, good battle coming out of it though, Parker Pfeiffer. And I'll tell you, you want to talk ball hawk. Great pass, Woods, point blank stopped. So a chance there to close the gap. Now the Snipers are going to counter, 2-on-1, dump down. Whitlow denied. Rebound, Pilon, he's going to make the turn and curl right back out. Get it over to King. Whitlow wide open on the doorstep, couldn't handle that pass. And Harwood now looking for relief, airs it out, and a good pass now. Fareed over top, and Pfeiffer tried to stick that in the far corner. Couldn't do it as Dusty Hill closed it up. Now Ben Wittich gets it over the timeline. Zulian, under 2 minutes to go. Bombury set up deep on the left side. He'll bring it back out to the top. Goddard gets a screen. Bombury, quick shot, knocked down. Shot clock ticking at 8. Goddard gonna have to work it. Gets that shot rate on. Harwood to save. He'll look to outlet now. Airs it out, back door. Beauty on the money. And a great late check, but that's gonna be an illegal cross check. And the Snipers are going to be short. Give Harwood credit for that beauty pass as he put it on the money out of the back door and drew the penalty. Just waiting to see what So it's going to be a penalty shot here, and it's going to be Parker Pfeiffer with 1:25 to go. So that's what the call is, penalty shot awarded. So it's going to be good job by the officials to give an explanation. They felt that he had a clear path and he was taken down purposely. I thought the hit was just late. But either way, it'll be Parker Pfeiffer, Dusty Hill. And he rings it off the post. So close, but that only counts in horseshoes and grenades, and we still got a 6-3 game with 1:25 to play in the first half. So bullet dodge by the snipers there. Those are always tough calls for the officials. And we'll have a face-off. That one flipped up and right into the basket. Rowan Kelly on the move. Kelly goes to the sidearm for the finish. So how about Rowan Kelly, given what's given to him, took advantage of the opportunity, saw the opening, and buried his first of the game at 6-4. So that took a mere 3 seconds off the clock. So 2-goal lead for the Snipers as off the draw. It's flipped up. Pilon's going to get pushed into another defender. Got to get away from there as he gets pinned up on the boards. Still working hard, still taking checks, and thought they probably should have called something a little early, but the Snipers come away with a Bombury. Vradenberg working with Whitlow. Vradenberg ducks in. 4 on the shot clock. Vradenberg lets it go. Good save by Harwood. And a fresh 20 now. We're under a minute. Pilon took a couple hard hits in that scrum. He'll work it now. Step in. Duck in. Pilon. Great stick check wrapping around the top there by Conley. And he's back in. So just waiting to see what this call is now. So it's going to be, so the Snipers will be playing defense. The SteelHawks with the final possession here. So I'm not quite sure that Whitby should have been allowed to call that timeout. I wasn't sure they had possession of the ball to do so, but like I said, I don't wear stripes, and the call wasn't mine. So here comes Whitby now. They'll bring it up. Net empty for the extra attacker. They'll try to go to work, close the gap. 20 on the game clock. Highland, Ferris, left side. Park Wheeler right in the middle. Ferris, here they go. 7, kick across. That shot, stopped by Dusty. Loose. Wittich lets it go with 1 second and just not in time. But 30 minutes in a tightly played first half. 6-4, Snipers. Welcome back to the ILA as we get set for the third quarter in a 6-4 game. The Snipers leading, trying to up their record to 3-2. Of course, on the other end, Whitby trying to win their second of the season, and a good job on the draw. Gives possession to the Orange, and here comes Bombury. He'll work it across. Zulian. Kick it back out, Maxwell. Working with Bombury. Bombury on the curl. Whitlow. Good pass under to Zulian. That was tough to handle. Zulian battling for it, but the SteelHawks do a good job to get possession. Bombury, they're trying to keep him on that 8-second count. Good job by Bombury and Zulian, and they accomplish the goal, and possession back to the Snipers. Zulian will flip, and Pilon will roll on out to that left crease. Bombury out high, Yamada. Chase, Chayton King on the turnaround. Goddard tied up down low. Good job to retrieve that. Look, skips it. Quick shot by Bombury, and a good save made. Bombury trying to retrieve. Fighting, and a good job defensively by the SteelHawks to close that up. Robert Morgan. He'll flip, and now it's Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer with a man on, has it taken away. Good job by Steinbuck Parker, killing some time, and turnover will give it to Stotts. Stotts now on a run. Fisher out there. Steinbuck Parker, trailer. Whitlow, give and go. Shot! Stotts! Back of the net. Jerry Stotts in the building as he picks up his first of the game. And give Wes Whitlow credit. You know that Ethan Harwood was expecting Whitlow to take that shot. And when he gave it back to Stotts, all he had to do was park it in the far corner, and he did just that. So the Snipers strike first here in this third quarter to push their lead back up to 3. Off the draw, another good battle won by the SteelHawks. Good job to retain possession, and that's just some good hard work. And now Pfeiffer out there with McGregor on that side. Pfeiffer has some room well wide. Rebound picked up, and Pfeiffer now will look to slide to the middle. Ferris evades a couple, and he got stick checked late, but it was dying seconds of the shot clock. So the Snipers tighten their D on the first couple possessions here in the third. And now Briley Maxwell will go to work on the left side. Maxwell. Skip across. Bombury. Goddard. No look in tight, and Pilon was cutting, but he was wrapped up tight. Ball loose. Chayton King. 8 on the shot clock. King. Pinned. Turns the corner. Dumps it off. Pilon gets a step. Pilon diving. But that's going to be a crease call. And possession now belongs to the SteelHawks. 12.5 to go here in this third quarter. Wrapping up week 5 in the Arenalacrosseleague. Been some good games here. Skip across and knocked down as Whitcomb tried to thread the needle. Gets it back. Whitcomb shot right on. Hill the save. And now Stotts. Bounce pass up the middle. Whitlow almost had that and gone. That would have been deadly. And back in call gives possession to the Snipers. So they'll hold on, work with a full clock here. Whitlow. Working it out to Bombury. He puts on the brakes. Bad pass across by Bombury. Yamada bounced off that, and good tough play on defense by the SteelHawks. They gain possession. Move up quick. Thompson. Dump it off. Looking for McGregor. Gets it back. McGregor gets a step. Blows by the defender. Excellent job there by McGregor to take advantage of the opening that he had. Big goal for the SteelHawks now, and it's a 7-5 game. Eleven and a half, and that ball bounces around and right into the stick of Kelly. Teetering on that line, he'll get that across, and SteelHawks ducking back in. Quick shot and good try by Cromer, and now it'll be the the Snipers that move it up over the timeline with Bombury. 11 minutes to go. Third quarter. 2-goal lead for the Snipers. Chayton King. Chased back by Morgan. Good hesitation. Goes to the flip. Goddard. 8 on the shot clock. Goddard. Wide of the mark. It goes up. Almost picked up, and it is by the SteelHawks. They'll move it up. Morgan. Up there with Kelly. They'll dump it off, and it's Highland. Highland will send it down. Whitcomb trying to turn the corner, dumps it off Highland, looking for the skip, 7 on the shot clock. Kelly can't hang on to it. Zulian gets taken down and rolled on, and now quickly in transition chance, Snipers knocked down, picked up, Whitlow not able to tuck that far side, and the SteelHawks dodge a bullet there. Now they'll look to move it up. Conley eludes a defender, and he'll give way, and now it's Pfeiffer. McGregor causing all kind of issues there, and Pfeiffer. 5 on the shot clock. McGregor gets a step. Fisher on the push out, and they're going to call it a hold, and Ethan Fisher is going to go. And that's going to allow Whitby to go to their 4th power play of this game. 1 for 3 in the first half. So they call it a hold, but it's pretty much a push, and same effect, same result. They'll get you 2 in the box. So power play back to work here for Whitby. Parker Pfeiffer at the top, the quarterback. Gets a screen. Looking for an angle. That shot passed down low, couldn't connect with Kerr. Working with his brother, and Pfeiffer to Pfeiffer. The dog pound barking one more time. A 7-6 game. Second power play goal for the SteelHawks. Devin's second of this game, and 7-6 with under 9.5 to go. Shows you the importance. Stay out of the penalty box. 5-on-4 is a clear advantage to either team. Off the draw. Good job by Nathan Fair. He'll peel back out. Yamada. So that goes to Parker, not Devin. Goddard with 10 on the shot clock. Steinbach Parker changes the angle, bounce. High, scooped up by the SteelHawks, stolen back. Quick shot, Bombury, and that'll be a shot clock violation, and it will belong to Whitby. In transition, chance here with numbers, down low. Dump, tucked in, great save, Dusty Hill. That ball's loose, and Hill, and that's going to be a crease ball, and Dusty Hill's going to be able to play this one, a 2-hopper, and good job by Steinbach Parker to shield. And they'll work it to Whitlow. Maxwell. Whitlow. Leans in, scoops that up with 7 on the shot clock. Down low was looking for Maxwell. Ball loose. Whitlow scoops it up. Backhand try, but right in the basket of Harwood. Or that would have been a dangerous shot. SteelHawks dodge a bullet. Keegan Crowley again. Good job to get it over. Gets it to Pfeiffer. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third. Behind the net. Highland. Pfeiffer with 10. Gets a step. Whitcomb tried to go backhand. That was a slick move. Nick Ferris. Ferris with his first of the game, 6th of the season, and we are tied 7-7. You didn't actually think this game was over, did you? Long way to go yet, as a game of runs for sure. Whitby has shown some resilience here. Snipers led 4-0 after 1, 6-4 at the half. We're now tied at 7. Off the draw, another good job by Fear. Fear will get it over the timeline. Dump that off, and Yamada. Pilon will trot it over to the left side and get isolated one-on-one. Lets it go, and again, good job by Harwood to close up the wickets. And now Whitby on their way. Woods. Flip off, and back to the top to Pfeiffer. 10 on the shot clock. Poirier on him. That shot wide of the mark and almost took out his brother there. Dumped it down. Quick stick. Good save, Dusty. Stotts now will leg it over the timeline. And Poirier will jump in the rush. They'll work it. Maxwell. Poirier will dump it and get off. And they'll scoop it back across to Zulian. Maxwell up high, 10 on the shot clock. Goddard, his underhand, hit a defender and trickled through. And now Whitby will look to counter the other way. Good stick check there, but that's an 8-second count. And scooped up, here goes Fisher. Wasted no time, but 1-on-4 is not going to work. And he'll skip it back out to Goddard. Bombury. In tight, shovel try by Goddard, but again, Harwood up to the task, and now SteelHawks get it over the timeline. Nathan Fear. Whitcomb trying to get it open, somehow finds a trailer in Highland. Highland bouncer, stopped by Dusty Hill, doesn't know where it is. And a good job to back up the netminder, and Fear will scoop that one up. Yamada. Give way Bombury on his stick side as he'll move in with 10 on the shot clock. Looking for a screen with Maxwell. Steinbuck Parker lets it go. Wide of the mark, rebound Bombury. Skip pass across. Yamada ducks in, curls out, but not sure what he was thinking, as he was not able to get a shot off. And with that official's timeout, that will thank some of our sponsors, of course, Belco Construction, KT Gas and Tobacco, Tribe Cannabis, Little Buffalo Store and Gas, MTS Native Services, Morrow Athletics, Guaranteed Glass and Tint, Nicosi, Wicked Extracts, and of course, Hills Custom Coffins, where you visit regular, but you never stay. All set to go as we are exactly at the 5-minute mark here in this third quarter. Tie game, Snipers and SteelHawks. Whitby now will inbounds and go to work on offense with Whitcomb. He'll slide that across. Stick on the floor, not sure who's without. It looks like a defender in Stotts. That shot saved by Dusty. Picked up Whitcomb, had a notion. Stotts is going to try to kick that around the boards, and he does. Good job. And Vradenberg gets wrapped up. That's going to be a penalty. Vradenberg's going to leg it over the timeline. Dusty Hill will make his way to the bench. Vradenberg getting hounded, and he'll get some separation. Goddard. Dump it down. Whitlow. Skip across. Maxwell. Whitlow back on the run. Right down. Beauty pass. Better finish. Goddard again on the receiving end. Beauty pass from Whitlow on the money to Goddard, and it's an 8-7 game. You talk about ball movement. That was a beautiful pass. Whitlow made it look like it was more of a shot pass than anything, and put it right in the pocket perfectly for Goddard. Easy, quick stick finish. Off the draw. Won by the SteelHawks. Good job by Sweet. Gets possession now, and they're going to get it over the timeline by Conley. And he'll send it down half boards to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer looking for a screen. Kicks it across. Highland. Right back. Quick stick. Dusty Hill right there to close that off. McGregor laying in the crease, so it'll be Sniper's ball. And they'll move it up one pass to Poirier. He'll flip Bombury over the timeline. Offense to work now. Bombury put a little pressure, skips that across. Whitlow. Yamada tried something there, but couldn't get enough on it to beat Harwood. And Snipers come away with its Pilon. He'll kick it out Whitlow. They'll reset now. Goddard. Whitlow sliding through. Whitlow backhand try right in the basket again. If he gets that on the carpet and up, that's going to be danger for Harwood. But until then, doing a good job between the pipes. Pfeiffer, Devin gets a step. Hesitation, back out, gets bumped out, gets a screen, and he'll kick it back over. That one popped out on an inadvertent one, but Pfeiffer with 5. He's going to get a shot off here. Well wide of the mark, rebound played, and that's a late shot, well wide, and possession now will belong to the Snipers with just over 2.5 to play here in the third. Maxwell gets chased out. Good defense by the SteelHawks. Ball loose, and Chayton King wasn't able to get a hold of it. Plays the body, and then gets bodied himself. So tit for tat. Cross-check there by Goddard, and that's going to send him to the penalty box. That's just not a good heads-up play. So an illegal cross-check to call. So back to the power play go the SteelHawks. 2 for 5 as this is their 5th, 2 for 4. So Whitby back to work now as they'll go around the horn. And Fife to Fife on the right. 10 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer in tight, quick shot. Dusty Hill right there. Sits there. McGregor scoots that up. Giving his team a fresh 20. Snipers trying to keep tight in that box. Pfeiffer. Bradenberg, good pressure. Back out. Underhand. Dusty Hill this time all over it. And he makes sure no one gets that but Stotts. Stotts and Bradenberg, one pass. And over the timeline as Fear will give way to Whitlow with just over a minute to burn here. Snipers will have to keep a defender back with Pfeiffer staying in the offensive end. They'll go 4-on-3. Yamada from his knees. Whitlow, scoop! Quick shot and just had to beat the shot clock. And now Pfeiffer to work. Final 45 seconds here of the Whitby power play. Whitcomb, Pfeiffer. 10 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer can step in. Dusty Hill standing tall. Fresh 20. Final 38 seconds of the quarter. Whitcomb had a notion. Stotts, you can see, overplaying one side. Good stick skills there and great piece of work. And you got to give credit where credit is due as Jonah Kerr picks up his first of the game, another power play goal. Third power play goal for the SteelHawks in this game. We're tied up one more time, 8-8, with 29 seconds left here in this third. Off the draw, Kelly hangs on to it, flips it up. SteelHawks on the run with Woods. Woods has a man, dumps it off. Great save, Dusty Hill. That was a big one with 15 seconds left now. Snipers gonna have to run and keep running. 10 on the game clock. Killen dumps it off. 3. King shot wide of the mark. Rebound and time. On no one's side. 8-8 after 3 quarters. We'll be back. Locked and loaded for the fourth quarter. It might as well be 0-0 here as these two teams tied at 8. And off the draw, possession will belong to the Snipers. And they'll get the first chance offensively to go to work here. So Chayton King out with Bombury on a power play, just the third of the game for the Snipers. That penalty late in the quarter. Pilon, Skip, Goddard from out there. And he manages to corral it. No reset, 10 on the shot clock. No look, Whitlow fake, kick out. Pilon, back to Whitlow, didn't have it. King with 2 on the shot clock. Missed the entire net with that. And now a chance here for the SteelHawks in transition on the run. That shot buried on the bounce. A shorthanded goal for Curtis Conley. And a big one gives the SteelHawks their first lead of the game. So a tough hop there, and not quite sure. Chayton King had a chance to at least hit the netminder and completely missed everything. The carom ricocheted and gave an opportunity to the SteelHawks, and they took full advantage. So with over a minute left in the power play, Snipers still have a chance here to tip the scales even again if they can pocket one here. Whitlow. No look, in tight. Bombury can't handle it. Comes back. Whitlow going to have to hurry. 8 on the shot clock. Whitlow. Down low. Goddard couldn't finish as that popped out of his pocket. And Harwood will loft that one up. Kelly will run under it. And now the SteelHawks will have a chance. They need to burn 40, and it's going to be a delayed penalty coming to the Snipers. So that'll get nullified. They'll look to kill as much clock now as they can. 10 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer, and they'll blow it down now. So we're going to get some questions why it was blown down. Not sure. Shot clock hadn't gone, and Whitby had pulled their goalie to even things 5-on-5. So Sebedouin will call the slashing call that will go to, looks like, Goddard. It won't. It'll go to Chayton King. And now Whitby in 23 seconds will go to the power play. Well, that's one of those issues where you compound the problem not being disciplined. I'm sure Chayton King frustrated at one end where he wasn't able to get the ball on net, reset the clock at least. Instead, it ricochets down. Whitby rolls down and gets the go-ahead goal. But you compound that now with a slashing penalty, and Whitby now is going to work 4-on-4 here for another 15 seconds. Whitcomb across Highland. Pfeiffer on the screen and roll. Nothing doing there. Pfeiffer again. Gets wrapped up, duck in. Radenberg hustles to it. 5 on the shot clock. That's going to be a crease call for sure. And no matter, Jerry Stotts was there to make sure that no one got near Dusty Hill. And now we've got a little melee going on the far side. Looks like Devin Pfeiffer and not sure if that's Andrew Vradenberg or not. Might be. But I imagine they'll both go, and it is Vradenberg. I think they'll both grab a seat for a couple minutes. Those will be offsetting minors. So a bit of a slow start, and you can still see Chayton King jawing with the officials in the penalty box, and that's the kind of thing that the coaching staff for the Snipers need to put an end to. So the Snipers will have possession. And it'll be still a minute and a half left in the Snipers penalty. Whitlow. They'll keep it outside, let the clock tick a bit. Bombury. 10 on the cut. Pilon, that one off the post. Rebound, tried to tuck in. So a good couple of saves from Harwood now and a chance. Backdoor. Woods sends it across. And scooting out of there was Kerr. And he'll give way now, and it's Parker Pfeiffer. So 50 seconds here on this Whitby power play. Up a goal. Ferris stepping in as Whitcomb, and we're going to have an interference call that will give possession back to the Snipers. And they'll scoop and look to go. Zulian, he's been quiet in this game, playing more defensively than offensively, and out there, of course, to try and work this final 30 seconds. Goddard on the interchange, 10 on the shot clock. Goddard goes for the dunk, and it's rolling, but it stayed behind the net. And now the SteelHawks will pick it up, and one pass, move it up. Raymond, he'll roll and go. Whitcomb, and he finds the far corner. How about that young fella in, Jonah Kerr. And he's got his second of the game and a big one, and it's 10-8. 2 seconds left on the clock. The Whitby SteelHawks 3 for 3 on the power play in this quarter. In this half. 4 for 6 so far. So that should tell the Snipers they got to stay at the penalty box here. Lots of time left. 2-goal lead, though, and Snipers will get that back off the draw on a nice, generous hop as Pilon now. This is where the Snipers need to remain composed. And that's not going to do it, as good save by Whitlow. Great job tiptoeing on the line. 8 on the shot clock. Zipped across off a stick and a fresh 20. So give Wes Whitlow some credit, extra effort there, as Maxwell now. Speaking of quiet, Riley Maxwell almost silent here. Needs to step up. Whitlow through a crowd, and that one stopped by Harwood, who's been solid. Pass out ahead to Morgan. Morgan has a man back door, but a good job by Steinbach Parker to stay with Pfeiffer. Give and go. Inside Whitcomb. Hit the crossbar. So he had Dusty Hill at his mercy, but couldn't beat the iron. Pfeiffer on the roll. Skip pass again. Kerr letting it go. And ball loose, scooped up. And that was close to being a trip. And things getting a tad chippy here as Dougie Palace will swing it across to Zulian. We're at the 10-minute mark here of this fourth quarter. Steinbach Parker. Maxwell, 10. In tight. Great save, Harwood. Chance for Chayton King, and moving it up and getting the job done are the SteelHawks, and now it's Ferris. Whitby clinging to a 2-goal lead, their first lead of this game. Whitcomb trying to duck in, flips it up, goes off our official, and back to the top. Highland swing Ferris. Ferris lets it go. That one deflected wide, and in the crease already when he got it, and now it's going to be headman, and it's going to be Fair that's tracks it down, but not sure what Yamada was doing, and now the other way again, transition. Opportunity as Whitcomb's going to go in fishing. He'll come away with it. They'll work it back to that side. Big over-the-top shot blocked by Stotts. Shot clock at 5. Dump it in. That shot deflected as well, so that'll be a shot clock violation, and possession will belong to the Snipers. Fisher will leg it up. So if you're the Snipers now, you at the 8.5-minute mark. Got to look for an opening. Stay out of the penalty box. Maxwell. Goddard, give a go up the middle. Bouncer stopped by Harwood. And Whitlow almost with another great steal there. And instead an 8-second count will keep possession right here. And the Snipers will get it in the offensive end. So another chance to close the gap here for the Snipers. Steinbach Parker working on the right side, gets a screen. Goddard. That pass and a quick stick from Maxwell, though. Again, right in the basket for Harwood, and he's done a great job in closing up shop here. That shot right on and in. So Parker Pfeiffer, with his third of the game, comes at a very opportune time. It's 11-8. So one of the things, of course, when I spoke with the Whitby coaching staff at the beginning of the game was that, before the game, was that they really were impressed by the work ethic of this group. It's a different looking group, but they like the fact that no one gives up, and that's been the case. Chance here, 2-on-1, wrong stick side diving and going right in, and that's not going to end well. That's for sure, as Zach Raymond never pulled up and went right into Dusty Hill. I know he had a lot of momentum going and there was some contact, but the issue was that he never avoided the contact, and with just under 7.5 to go, that will take us to our final officials timeout. So as we get set to go after our officials timeout, looks like Raymond saddled with a 5-minute major for running the goaltender, and now a chance, trailing by 3 for the Snipers. Whitlow at the top. He's the quarterback. Maxwell. Whitlow chased up. Chance now. Lets it go. Steered aside. Run down by Goddard. Goddard, pressure by Woods. Chance now, odd man rush. Whitlow, skip. Maxwell, backhand. Crease, Pelon, stop. And that ball belongs now. And Goddard losing his cool on the retaliation. He's going to go, and that's going to at least even things up for 2 minutes. So a poor lapse in judgment by Jordan Goddard on a retaliatory slash. And Whitby now will get possession. We are at the 7-minute mark here of this fourth quarter. And I'm not quite sure how every week we can talk about discipline, and every week same scenario seems to rear its ugly head. And that's for more than one team in the All. They have not learned yet. SteelHawks now 4-on-4, screen and roll. Pfeiffer tracks it down. Lots of time in the shot clock. Gets a good hard screen. Lets it go. Hill with the save. Picked up now and moved up by the Snipers, and it's Radenberg. He's had a strong game here today. Fisher. And now Maxwell. Pelon. Maxwell gets chased by Morgan. Morgan trying to corkscrew that ball loose. 5 in the shot clock. Yamada off the post, and that's picked up, and Pfeiffer's going to roll that ahead, and it's Ferris. Ferris on the roll, puts on the brakes. Quick shot save. Picked up, minute left in the minor penalty to the Snipers. Then they'll go back on the power play, but we're under 6 minutes to go now, deficit 3. Steinbach Parker. Bombury in tight, had Zulian wide open, couldn't get it to him. King from way out, and that finds the mark. So slipped through the wickets. Chayton King with a big goal. It's not classified as a power play goal, but a big one nonetheless, and it's 11-9. So the Snipers got at least one back. That's certainly what they needed. Got some work to do here. But in 38 seconds, they will go on a power play that will last for over 2 minutes. I'm not even sure what to say. I mean, could you have found a bigger bag somewhere? So off the draw, it's Kelly again. Down low. Chance, and Dusty Hill sits on it. That ball did not cross the line. The dust bucket coming up big when he needs to. Poirier. He'll flip now, Whitlow. 10 seconds and then back to the power play. Whitlow, great spin move. Flip. King. Shot off the post. Got to hustle back now as dying seconds of that Jordan Goddard penalty. And now the SteelHawks still have 2.5 to kill here with a 2-goal lead. Fareed. Highland. Highland sneaks one in. Good fundamental lacrosse. Go to the carpet and a bounce. Short-handed goal. And it's 12-9. First of the game for Highland. That's his 6th of the season. And Snipers give up another short-handed goal, the second they've given up in this game. And now the lead back to 3 with under 5 minutes to play. That ball flipped up. Whitlow now with a chance. Has Pilon. Fake, post. Rebound, Goddard. So an opportunity there. But the iron stood in the way. Goddard. Still 2 minutes on the power play. Whitlow. Duck under, flip shot. And that gets knocked down, and it's going to be Kelly. Legs it up. He's got Pfeiffer with him. Back door, Pfeiffer. Kelly. Pfeiffer, back of the net. Boy, that was some kind of transition execution right there. As Kelly, Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer got together. And another short-handed goal as the SteelHawks have found their groove here late. (13-9) with just over 4 minutes to play. And I think if you're head coach Darcy Palace, you can't really question a whole lot. Just been poor execution up to this point, and costly penalties have come back to haunt them. Lackadaisical on the power play hasn't helped either. They've given up 3 shorties in the game. So still 1:35 in the power play. Maxwell, Goddard, looking for Pilon down there. Couldn't connect. Maxwell comes away. Whitlow has room. No look, quick stick, but Harwood was right there. Chayton King, and a changeup again slips through. So Chayton King delivers. They sure needed that. His 3rd of the game. And it's 13-10 with 3:42 to play. Off the draw, Snipers scooped that back. And now Goddard. So still 1:07 left in the 5-minute major. Goddard lets it go. That one right off the shoulder pad of Harwood. They'll loft it up. And into the basket away goes Conley. Conley had a big goal earlier. And now he'll get double teamed. Conley races away from the double team. Keeps possession, ducks in. Conley ducks out. Good job. Conley again. They just can't seem to find him. Finally floats that down. Whitcomb will run, put on the brakes, change direction, lean into another one, let that one go, and that bounce will go up, but they already burned a full 30. And now with under 3 minutes to go, trailing by 3, just 27 seconds left in the power play for the Snipers. Over and back, just too casual, and now an opportunity. Breakaway, and a goal. Ben Cromer has been hovering around, and he finally cashes in. 14-10, and a bit of a mental lapse there, and you can see Whitby has been all over any kind of opportunities they've gotten. And that's been the difference in this game. Ball got shot back and still 8 seconds left. And I tell you, in that major penalty, 3 shorthanded goals surrendered by the Snipers. And that's going to be tough to come back from. We're under 2.5 to go. Good job to get it over the line by Woods. So the lead now 4, largest lead of the game. Woods, flip out. Kerr, he tried to let it go, and you can see Gavin Sky is going to go for a little tilt there, and so a whole lot of face mask grabbing, and that's one of the things about Arena Lacrosse League. You may not get penalized now, but upon review, as McGregor and Goddard and again, this is still escalating. Sky is going to need to be ejected. And he will leave and head to the change room. So we'll take a quick break, get this one sorted out. So back here after the dust has settled, or has it, as a conversation continues over at the Snipers bench. And an explanation given to head coach Darcy Palace. It's a 5 and a 2, and Gavin Sky's been ejected from this game. There's just over 2 minutes left, and the SteelHawks up by 4. So I can't imagine they need to really press too hard here, as they'll look down and look to finish, and they say no goal in the crease. And Dusty Hill now will zip that up. Vredenberg trying to tuck in. Vredenberg has it just clipped out by Conley, and a good job defensively. And pinned up on the board, so the clock will continue to tick. You can bet if I think a hand up for a delayed penalty call and holding. So it looks like this penalty is going to go to Dallas Clancy for putting the clamps down. I mean, if you're Whitby, all you really have to do is run down the shot clock each time and roll it in the corner instead of attacking, and I think that's what has to be remembered here. Instead, you balance things out a bit. Should be a 4-on-3 situation. Whitby has 5 out there right now. So unless they're going to go 5-on-4, so the Snipers are going to get possession. And that is the case. So it is. It'll be a 4-on-3. So they got it on a 5-on-3. I'm not sure how with someone in the box. I guess because the penalty's offset. Whitlow, double team. Good move. Triple team now. Whitlow, couple duck-ins. Kid's slippery, I tell you that. Gets chased in, and that's going to be a major penalty, as there was no need for a hack like that, certainly, at this stage of the game. Important now to just finish strong here and have some sportsmanship and discipline on both sides with 1:13 to play. I'm not even sure why you'd even do that. Whitlow will inbounds and will once again have the clock tick down. Pilon into the final minute. Lets the shot go. That'll go up, and Whitlow will track it down. No reset. Maxwell can't hang on to it. And 45 seconds now left in this game. And Whitby, what they should have did in their last possession, will keep it well outside and let the clock tick down, dump it in the corner, and put a cap on this game like they should. So the Snipers, with 15 seconds left, will move it up and let this one play out. So the SteelHawks are going to get back on track now, as they will pick up a 14-10 win. They up their record to 2-3. The Snipers sit also now at 2-3. Stick around for our all player of the game.
No.
I'm here with our all player of the game, Parker Pfeiffer. And Parker, coming into this game, I won't say it was a must-win situation, but you guys seem to have found a bit of a groove. Was the intensity level a little higher coming into this one?
Yeah, we actually came out a little slow today, but we were able to find it a little bit through the game. Like you say, a must-win. Two teams kind of at the bottom of the standings. Those games are games that you have to win to climb the standings. So it was a good start, and we're just hoping to continue to build off it and get a couple SteelHawks wins.
Well, you know what? You guys haven't really had your full lineup in this entire season up to this point. You and your brother have played together for a long time, but now a different flow. Do you feel a little more comfortable now with the offense out there after today's game?
Yeah, it was definitely nice to have a couple more guys up there. Obviously, Amos Whitcomb is a stud and very easy to play with, does all the right things. And then over on the left side, we had that young guy, Kerr. I think he's like an 18-year-old. Just an absolute stud, lighting it up, picking corners and getting into guys' grill, doesn't really care. And it was good to see. So when you got guys like that on the offense and they get kind of rotated in and they do their jobs, it makes the game so much easier and so much fun.
Thanks very much. Parker Pfeiffer, our Arenalacrosseleague player of the game. That'll do it for week 5 in the all. We'll see you next week for week 6.